Do you think if someone smashed something onto your head that you would pass out immediately?
I always question that. I heard there was a local production of a play where they had the Breakaway Bottles.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to hit with the middle of the bottle.
Oh.
And somebody hit someone with the bottom of the bottle and it actually knocked him cold.
Did the bottle smash?
I don't know.
If I hit you on the head with a bottle that was empty, you'd probably be hurt, but you would still be standing.
It's a very convenient movie device.
Mm-hmm. And it's a nice visual. A smashing thing is more visual than...
Clunk.
Yeah.
The sap was designed to knock someone out. And I don't think you hit him on the top of the head, you hit him in the back of the head.
A sap as a weapon?
Yeah.
You also have to be trained to use that, I imagine, or else you'd hit them there, or there, or there.
I don't know. I'm no thug.
Thug engineers! Hey, I went down to the whole Thug Expo, and there were these guys down there, and they developed a sap. Sap? Yeah, it's like a billy club, but more flexible. Taking a workshop on it. Down in DeKalb next weekend.
DeKalb. Hello and welcome to Unboxing. We've got our work cut out for us today because we got a whole bunch of boxes to open. We also need to thank our donors who go to welcometothebasementshow.com and contribute. You can do that too, and you get shouted out on this show. That's what I'm going to do right now. We'd like to thank Kai, Sean, Maurizio, Cleopatra, Graham, Rebecca, Robert, Kendall, John, Danielle, Corey, Jonathan, Jacob, Lewis, Jared, Austin, Avery, Joe, Michael, Ann, Tommy, Malcolm, Michelle, Benjamin, Luke, Dan, Scott, and Betty.
Thank you!
You can make a one-time donation, rolling monthly donation. It's your choice. We got a lot of mail to get through today, so I'm going to start with some postcards.
Nice.
Amelia B. from Amity Island, New England. She says a silent film she recommends, 1924, is Her Night of Romance. We'll check that out.
Matt, I don't believe there's such a place as Amity Island in New England. It's where Jaws takes place.
I didn't know it was fictional. I thought it was an actual island.
There's Amityville, New York. That's a real place. My grandma lived there.
This is from Andrew, who says he's having a wonderful time at the Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore is not a real place. They made it up for a TV show.
And a different Andrew sends us this Pixar postcard. He says, are there any movie or TV show quotes you love to use in your regular life? Well, I'll tell you, back when we were shooting Chad Vader, I would say, let's shoot this fucker, all the time. That is, of course, from Ed Wood.
I realized recently that I say, cheese, in a kind of a British way a lot of times when I pull cheese out of the fridge, and I believe that's Wallace and Gromit.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there you go. This Roma postcard is from Matt Berkey, who says, Buona Fortuna.
Hey, Buona Fortuna. There we go.
Nico sends this card from England. This is a Chelsea pensioner and some punks. Oi, oi, oi. And this is from Arizona, who went down to Boise to see the solar eclipse in its totality.
Oh.
She says, tell Ray Milland that the bats send their regards. Oh, I knew this one was going to be tough because it's wobbly.
It is floppy.
Let's try it again.
There we go.
This is a DVD from Matt Berkey.
Hey.
The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Ooh.
I haven't seen this, and I know Craig hasn't either.
This is from M. Hutton of Fulton, New York, home of steamships. My girlfriend and I went to the Boston Comic Con and picked these up. It's a lighthouse. And Boston. Look, that's basically like going to Boston right there.
When I go to check the post office box, I often find records in there, but sometimes people send me little bitty records that are known as compact discs. And I'm going to talk about two of those today. First off, we have a cat-shaped hole in my heart. This was sent because of the recent passing of Ernesto, beloved mascot of this show and Hall of Famer. And we listened to this. Now, you see something like this and you have certain preconceived notions. You expect it to be kind of new agey and touchy-feely and very melancholy. And it's not really any of those things. It's a pretty good mix of music, and I would say it's more meditative than melancholy. This would be good like studying music. I have one beef with this. There's one track on here. It's an instrumental, and a pretty good one, but it has cat meowing noises in the background. And it's the type of meowing where you accidentally lock your cat in a room and it wants to get out. It's not scared, but it's insistent. And I don't want to listen to that, especially when I'm thinking about the loss of my cat. Other than that, this is pretty good. And here we have a single that we just got. This is A Wicked Girl and a Tin Boy. Have you ever wondered what Belle and Sebastian would sound like if they were robots?
Yes.
That's a little bit glib, but I really did enjoy this. These are songs with synthetic vocals. I think the mission here was to try and make artificial voices sound as close to human voices as possible, and it does a pretty good job. Does this pass the Turing test? I'm not sure. I think these songs would be better with human voices as you would expect. But this is still quite an accomplishment. I don't even know how you did it. I'm guessing you used a computer. Thanks for sending this.
A few episodes back, we received this book, Love of $7, by Paul Gallico from Joseph and Paula. I decided to read this book. I was reading this and I'm like, this is familiar. And I realized that they made a movie based off of this back in the 50s called Lily. I've never seen it, but I've seen parts of it. It's about a girl who falls in love with a troupe of puppets, but the puppet master is a monster. But the puppets are nice. And so it's this weird, where does reality begin and end type thing.
And David James Keaton, I started reading your Alcatraz book that you sent. I was on a plane and I took it with me. Man, that first story is a real dick punch. Whew, never read anything like this.
I've never heard something described that way, so... No relation. Different spelling.
You okay?
Do you need a timeout? Are you throwing a tantrum?
I'm out of pocket here.
I love it when he does that face.
Runs on alcohol.
Just like me.
Whose is it? Yours.
It's somebody named the Goblin King. He wants to see you.
Captain Heinrich and his crew on the first stop of their goodwill tour.
Their last goodwill tour buried half of Europe.
You stop talking about those Nazis that way. There are some very fine people there. Very fine.
And then smack.
Once in a while, it wouldn't hurt to try someplace new.
Someplace without splashy soup.
Park it away from the runway.
And don't give me the hi-hat. I love Molly, but I can't stand that Fibber McGee.
Yeah, why can't he just straighten up his closet for once?
Building that plane took 3 years of our lives and every damn cent we had.
He's doing a voice. It's weird.
Clifford, when you borrow something, you don't tell nobody. They call that stealing.
Arkin's voice seems different in every scene. It's like he hasn't settled on one.
Let's see what voice he chooses this time.
Have a good time?
Yeah.
Sounds like Arkin's voice this time.
Yep.
Cliff,
Cliff, how's this one? Does this voice suit me on for size?
here's the plan. We call the FBI. We get rid of this damn thing.
Now I'm talking like Christian Slater.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
The begin has been begun.
You can't be comfortable in that gown.
Why don't you slip into something more nothing?
Lothar.
Lothar? His name is Lothar.
Of the hill people?
Hey, Cliff! Are you okay?
No, you idiot.
Hey, boss, here he comes.
That Kathy clown.
We are losing altitude. We must drop some weight. You.
You idiot! Hit him with the first aid kit. It'll be so ironic.
She's a beauty, Mr. Hughes. Isn't she? Another month she'll be ready for the Nationals.
And I'll be locked in my office peeing in milk jugs. And now viewer questions. Before we do that, I'm going to read a viewer comment from Syndra1, who says, "Seen it, Twin Peaks: The Return. I know it's not technically a movie, but I would love to see Matt take it on in the same way he did with Lost Highway." As I mentioned in our last unboxing, I have not seen it, but I have begun going back and rewatching the old series in preparation to see the new episodes. We're up to episode 3, which, as you recall, is a very memorable episode. It has the rock throwing scene and the first dream sequence. And I think you'll agree that that episode turned many casual Twin Peaks fans into diehard Twin Peaks fans. That's exactly what it did to me. That dream sequence at the end of that movie, that's just like an atomic bomb in TV. I saw that and I thought, what is this? And I was familiar with David Lynch, and it still shocked me.
But why does the stone hit Andy? Why does the stone hit Andy?
There's a fish in the percolator.
Nick McCabe writes, if they ever made a movie about your life, which actor would you want to portray you? It's funny we were just talking about Twin Peaks, because I would say Kyle MacLachlan. He's older than me now, but I'm imagining if they're making a movie of my life, we also have time machine technology, and so it would be a younger Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, you can pick the actor from any point in their career.
Yes, although for the scenes where I am watching Twin Peaks in Blue Velvet as a child, Will Wheaton plays him, a young Will Wheaton. I was a skinny lad,
Christopher Obremski writes, with a lot of movies being products of the time or theater trends, are there any movies you feel would have been more recognized if released in a different decade? I have one.
Yes.
And that movie would be Fantasia. It's really a masterpiece of animation. It's beautiful and it's fascinating, but was not appreciated at all when it came out. They saw it as too highbrow. I believe they described it as long hair, which was a 40s term meaning artsy-fartsy.
I would say that there are a lot of dramas that have come out in the last few years that would have done a lot better if it would have come out between 20 and 40 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Times are not good for dramas right now. I just saw a movie called God's Pocket of Philip Seymour Hoffman's last completed movie.
I've seen that. Yeah, Richard Jenkins plays a drunk reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like they made it back in 1978. It just has grime that you didn't believe still existed in America on screen, but also has this really sharp, dark sense of humor.
We got some boxes. This is from Dan and Laura from Federal Way, Washington.
This is from Ben in West Hartford, Connecticut. It's more DVDs, Matt. Hey, Matt, Craig, and Tona. Me and my friend Jesse love your show. Keep up the great work. Also, Matt, on your In the Name of the King episode during the Seen It section, you briefly mentioned that you hated the 1997 Kevin Smith movie Chasing Amy, but you didn't elaborate.
At times, I find Kevin Smith fascinating. At times, I find him insufferable in terms of his writing and direction. That movie is him at his most insufferable. I hated the characters. I hated the plot. I thought Amy was one of the most annoying characters I've seen in a long time.
That voice. If you're not on board with that voice.
And she spends a lot of the movie screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are my reasons. I probably have more.
He sends us a number of DVDs. Tupac Resurrection.
Hey.
Wild Things. Save that one. Babel, Family Man, and Troy. The Troy Aiken story.
From Dan and Laura, we've got Postcards. You better get ready to catch these because they're coming at you.
Okay.
The Marines. Joan of Arc. Snowbee. Rhubarb. And Pussy.
Apples. Pussy apples. Pussy apples.
And it looks like we got a big box of snacks here, none of which I can eat until my cheat day.
Looks like I get to cheat for Matt today.
Tomato Candy.
Cheat day.
A DVD. Big Nothing.
Oh.
Starring Ross from Friends. 2 boxes of vegetable-flavored rice crackers from the good people at Snackoo.
One for me, one for you.
Honey and apple honey twist snack.
I'll try this one.
2 fold-away theater glasses. That's cool. Pineapple gold creams, cookies.
Pineapple. What country is this from?
Ooh, black bourbon cream sandwich. 2 of them.
I have not heard of these combinations of food ever in my life.
2020 cashew butter cookies. And a book, Dungeons & Dragons, the movie. I don't want to read this.
You don't, Matt? You don't?
Well, there is no note in here, but thank you for this box of stuff. We will enjoy it.
I'm going to try the black bourbon creme sandwich.
Oh, describe it to me in detail.
Crispy. It very much tastes like fancy cake.
Nice.
Yeah.
And now, the hard ticket report. My quest to watch all 12 of these movies by breast-obsessed filmmaker Andy Sedaris in 2017 continues. You'll recall I was very upset by the last movie I watched. I had nothing to report. This movie is a little more interesting. The movie is called Enemy Gold, and it begins on a bit of a Ken Burns note with Civil War reenactments. You remember the Civil War. It made possible the creation of some of our most precious statues.
Yes. Of the second place winners of that war. Losers!
These 2 rebel soldiers steal a bag of Yankee gold, and they bury it. 120 years later, we have our movie. Sedaris is really cleaning house with this movie. Donna and Nicole, gone. The Abilene family, gone. In their place, we have Becky Midnight.
Is she black?
No.
Okay.
And we say goodbye to Andy Sedaris. This movie was directed by Drew Sedaris, who I assume is probably his son. I got nothing more to say about the plot. I'm going to go right to the quotes. I just got a couple. Someone knocked over my watermelon stand this morning. I lost over 100 kilos of the world's finest cocaine.
There's always cocaine in the watermelon stand.
After all the crime we face in our jobs, it's nice to get away. I'm suffering from a bad case of PMS. I wouldn't test my patience if I were you. Spoken by a woman.
Good.
This is the perfect opportunity to take care of those meddling agents.
One's on her PMS.
And when we find them, we can hunt them down like small animals, and no one will be able to hear their cries of pain and despair. That's it. We've got a big box here from our buddy Aaron in Hell's Kitchen. He likes to put funny drawings on the front. Here he has drawn a mobile, and then himself below it thinking, funny?
That's a reference to our Valley of the Dolls episode.
And I have to say, Aaron, you do have a point.
This is from Grace. She says she doesn't know if we've seen this one, but it has a great 4K black and white resolution something or other that makes it particularly good. Carnival of Souls.
Oh, neat.
I love this movie. Recommended to me by none other than Matt Sloan.
In this box from Aaron, we have a gift for Tona. We have a gift for Matt. And that's it.
Well, I'll be keeping this.
I got black licorice.
Black licorice! This was the note that was in Tona's package. I was recently showing some unboxing episodes to my significant other, Pam, and she said, "Have you ever sent something for Tona?" With immediate regret, I said no. Pam said, "Well, what does she like?" I said, "Licorice, I think." I hope that's right. Yes, it is. Tona is a big fan of black licorice. More so than most Americans.
Thank you.
Okay, well, this will make you feel better. Matt, in a recent episode, you mentioned that Craig also has a record collection. I hope you will share these with him.
Oh, thank you.
I know that you are a fan of Steve Martin.
Oh,
Wild and crazy guy.
there we go.
Oh, here's another one I got. Steve Martin, Comedy is Not Pretty. Oh, wow. I might want to keep this one myself because my sleeve is in bad shape. Richard Pryor, Is It Something I Said? I'm guessing these are all comedy albums. Because next up we have George Carlin, Class Clown.
Oh, man, I remember that cover from when I was a kid, and I'm like, you can do that? What, just go like this?
These are in really great shape. I'm going to have to look at my existing ones and see what's going on. I remember this guy from when I was a kid. I thought he was so funny. Jose Jimenez, the astronaut. And here's more from Mr. Jimenez. He talks to teenagers of all ages.
Oh, that's good.
And lastly... Oh, not a comedy album. We've got Wayne Shorter, jazz legend.
Maybe he does some bits between songs?
Hey, everybody, how you doing tonight? You know, you ever notice plane travel, man? It's a drag. This is a comedy collection in a bag.
And
there.
Wayne Shorter.
As always, we're continually amazed by the generous bounty that we have here on the Unboxing Show. And we hope you'll join us next time. You can watch the next episode of Unboxing the Basement. You can watch the next episode of Welcome to the Basement this coming Friday. See you then. And now, check this out.